All right, welcome back. So let's talk about the corruption in the criminal justice system or allegations thereof. The Madlanga Commission is expected to start in earnest to try and see what is going on. Although KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi is expected to appear, one imagines the first day will be bogged down with administrative issues. Advocate Kevin Malunga worked with Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga at the Marikana Commission as an evidence leader. So we have him. We'll get a better insight into how this actually works. It's an absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for your valuable time to perhaps, first talk to us about, with your knowledge of the man, what kind of approach has Advocate got, and what can we expect through his work?
Thanks, Leanne. Good morning to you and the viewers. Just one slight correction. Justice Madlanga was one of the chief evidence leaders, and we were the secretariat who were the state law advisors who really created the commission and ran the commission. So, but what I can say, I have only the highest regard for the man and his work ethic. He's very detailed, very meticulous. I remember when the Marikana Commission started, these teething frustrations are not new to commissions. Even then, there were teething frustrations. Ironically, the dynamics were the same. It also involves SAPS, Marikana, that was late in 2012. And of course, we had to move quickly. We had to set up the Marikana Commission at Rustenburg Civic Center with very short turnaround times for everything. And of course, I must say, Justice Madlanga, then as Advocate Madlanga, Senior Counsel, rose to the occasion. So I have a feeling that he's the right man for this job. And of course, I think he's assembled quite a very capable team. The other person who I know from that era who was there was Matthew Chaskelson, who was also an evidence leader at that time. But of course, there are some very new, very capable faces. So I'm expecting quite a lot in terms of the quality of the product. They have a very big mountain to climb in terms of what they have to contend with, though.
Yeah, and I just want to talk about the Marikana Commission, because if we look at, the recommendations and what's actually been implemented, and this seems to be a recurring problem with a lot of these commissions, I imagine being a part of it, knowing the work that goes into it, what you hear, what you see, and you put into these recommendations. I mean, the bottom line is that there was so much recommended, high-level prosecutions, sweeping police reforms, housing reforms, comprehensive housing reforms, no strong precedent. All of this stuff is still hanging. And, how frustrating is it for you as someone who's been involved in this process?
Very frustrating, Leanne. I think the key issue here will be the political will to implement. I don't want to preempt the outcomes. Obviously, this is, as I've indicated, these are very high quality professionals. I know them. I'm not guessing in terms of what they're capable of. Justice Madlanga, especially as the apex, as the head of the commission, will do a great job. And I think from the team that he has put together, it looks like a very nice and capable team. And of course, what I suspect is that they will tick the boxes. And of course, but it's correct for journalists, for civil society, for everyone to put fire on their feet. But what is then incumbent is upon the president, and because it is his commission ultimately, because it's set up in terms of the Commissions Act of 1947, and of course the recommendations, are mostly advisory in nature, and so he will then have to walk the talk in terms of implementation. The past 2 days, he's been a very candid, very forthright president, confronting councillors. So we hope that even in this particular case, he will understand that his legacy is at issue here. One of South Africa's biggest failings in post-democratic South Africa, relative even to the rest of the African continent, is the extremely high crime in this country.
Yeah.
And of course, this commission is a chance to deal with that. And it's also a chance to assert and deal with issues of the rule of law and the perceptions of the rule of law.
Yeah.
And the one good thing that one has to establish is the fact that this is not a cowboy country where people just shoot and ask questions later. It's actually a situation where obviously people, follow legal processes. And this is what I think the president is trying to do. And he has gotten very capable people to do that. So the elephant in the room is obviously General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. There's going to be a lot of excitement about his testimony.
Yeah.
And proving or disproving whatever allegations has been made, and my sense is, as someone who's worked on these commissions, is that people must give the commission a chance to move along, and then they can talk afterwards.
I think that's what people are wanting. I mean, this is a kind of commission that certainly affects every single one of us, because we are talking about crime and the safety of security.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like the safety of security is under immense threat. Criminality, corruption, political interference inside the criminal justice system. I mean, we are hearing about literally capture within our justice system. From your vantage point, and I'm coming out on a limb by asking you this, but have you experienced, have you seen any truth in some of these allegations?
Leanne, I've worked quite elaborately in this particular sector. As Deputy Public Protector, I had a very similar project where we were investigating killings at Cleveland's hostel in Durban, in Kwamashu. In Mlazi, not Kwamashu, in Mlazi, Durban. And there were very similar dynamics in terms of wanton killings of people and allegations of collaboration and so forth. So, and then of course, we also did receive at the time, complaints against SAPS. You recall the SAPS headquarters investigations that we worked on, and so forth. So there is a serious trust deficit in this regard, where people generally feel they suspect that something is amiss. So, and of course, this commission will give a chance for people, to either verify or disprove some of those allegations, but this is definitely a chance to deal with the trust deficit. People don't trust the police in South Africa. That's a fact. It's a sad reality to a point where it has to obviously change, because that's the state is owned by the people of a particular country, and it is incumbent upon that country's people to fix it. And of course, this is a chance to assert the rule of law, a chance to show a number of things, the judiciary, the various allegations that were raised by General Mkhwanazi. Whatever the outcome, it's an opportunity to fix, because he's raised a whole range of role players, from the Minister of Police to Metro Police departments to collusion with criminal. Ultimately, the criminal justice system must work, and of course, this is an opportunity for it to be put to the test in terms of ultimate. Accountability. This is the ultimate accountability. And of course, this is a golden chance for the president to fix this thing.
Yeah. I wish I could speak to you more, like if you've gotten wind of who some of the evidence leaders are, your thoughts on them, but we will get you back. I mean, this is a good couple of months we've got, but not very long.
Yeah.
They've got a short time frame, but we want to see results coming out of that.
The list was released,
Yeah, time not on our side. Advocate, thank you. Kevin Malunga, he's a former Deputy Public Protector. He now is an academic head at Regenesis Law School, giving his thoughts about the approach of the Madlanga Commission as it gets underway in, goodness me, basically an hour's time. But as we heard, probably a lot of administration that'll go into this one. But we're hoping that we will, of course, see that key witness taking the seat. And that, of course, is the man himself, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, the first to take the hot seat.